Chips and other processed snack foods are some of the most deceptively dangerous items in the modern diet. They're crunchy, flavorful, and incredibly convenient, perfectly engineered to satisfy cravings in the moment. Found everywhere from gas stations to office vending machines, these snacks are part of everyday life for millions of people, often eaten absent-mindedly while watching TV, working, or driving. But behind their casual, harmless appearance lies a dense mix of fat, salt, and refined carbohydrates that can do serious damage when consumed regularly. Far from being just a small indulgence, chips and similar snacks are carefully designed to be addictive, nutritionally hollow, and almost impossible to stop eating. One of the biggest issues with chips is how concentrated they are in calories relative to their volume. A small handful, something most people eat in seconds, can easily contain 150 to 200 calories. And because they're made from thinly sliced or puff starches and oils, they barely register as filling. This combination of high energy density and low satiety makes them incredibly easy to overconsume. You may open a bag with the intention of just having a few, only to realize minutes later you've eaten half or all of it, often without even feeling satisfied. The salt content in chips and snacks is another major concern. These foods are heavily seasoned with sodium, not just to enhance taste, but to stimulate the brain's reward systems. Salt triggers dopamine release, which gives you a brief feeling of pleasure and encourages you to keep reaching for more. A single serving of chips may contain several hundred milligrams of sodium, but because most people eat well beyond the serving size, the total sodium intake can easily exceed the daily recommended limit in one sitting. Over time, this excessive salt consumption contributes to high blood pressure, fluid retention, kidney strain, and increased risk of stroke and heart disease. Fats in chips are typically unhealthy as well. While some brands have moved away from trans fats due to public pressure and regulation, many still rely on highly refined vegetable oils like soybean, corn, or palm oil, which are high in omega-6 fatty acids. When consumed in excess and out of balance with omega-3s, these oils contribute to systemic inflammation, which has been linked to numerous chronic conditions, including arthritis, heart disease, and even depression. The combination of refined carbs and these pro-inflammatory fats makes chips one of the least supportive foods for long-term health. What's more insidious is how chips and similar snack foods are designed for addictive eating. Their texture, saltiness, and even the sound of crunching are all engineered to create a pleasurable, almost compulsive experience. The food industry uses terms like hyperpalatable to describe this quality, where fat, salt, and carbohydrates are combined in a way that bypasses normal hunger cues and encourages overeating. These foods rarely leave you satisfied, which means you keep eating more not out of hunger, but because they're engineered to trigger pleasure without fullness. Many snack products are also loaded with artificial flavors, preservatives, and flavor enhancers like monosodium glutamate, MSG, which further stimulate appetite and can contribute to headaches or sensitivities in some individuals. These additives extend shelf life and intensify taste, but they also contribute to the ultra-processed nature of these foods, products that have been heavily altered from their original form, often to the point where the body doesn't recognize or respond to them in the same way it does to whole foods. The cumulative impact of regularly eating chips and similar snacks is not trivial. They are often the hidden source of excessive daily calories that lead to gradual weight gain over time. Because they're so easy to snack on between meals, or even in place of meals, they displace more nutritious foods and contribute to poor dietary quality overall. In many cases, people underestimate how much they're consuming, particularly when snacking from a large bag or bowl. This mindless eating not only affects body weight, but also disrupts metabolism, blood sugar levels, and gut health. Even snacks marketed as healthier alternatives like veggie chips, baked chips, or low-fat versions are often just marginally better. They still tend to be high in refined carbs and sodium, and they still lack meaningful amounts of fiber, protein, or micronutrients. Labels like gluten-free, organic, or non-GMO can be misleading, giving consumers a false sense of security while still delivering the same nutritional emptiness. The core issue remains: these are energy-dense, nutrient-poor foods that encourage overeating. Perhaps the biggest danger of chips and snack foods is how normalized they've become. They're routinely given to children, served at social events, and integrated into lunch boxes or office meetings. They're not viewed with the same caution as sugary desserts or fast food, yet they pose many of the same risks, just in a different package. And because they're portable and easy to eat on the go, they're often consumed more frequently and mindlessly than more overtly indulgent foods. In the long run, what seems like a harmless handful here and there can turn into hundreds of extra calories per day, thousands per week, creating a subtle but relentless push toward weight gain and metabolic imbalance. Chips and snack foods are not just junk food in the casual sense. They are scientifically engineered, deeply processed, and nutritionally hollow products that encourage overconsumption while offering virtually no health benefit. Cutting back doesn't mean eliminating all pleasure from snacking, but it does mean being aware of what these foods really are: calorie traps designed to override your appetite and fill your body with salt, fat, and starch. Replacing them with whole food alternatives like nuts, seeds, fruit, or vegetables won't deliver the same artificial rush, but they will nourish, satisfy, and support your health in the long run. In a world full of convenience, chips may be easy, but their consequences are anything but.